watch closely, that's a tied together group on that end of the court. And obviously, you know, we didn't start smart. You have, you know, our best perimeter defender coming off the bench. So, you know, it's really important that that group starts able to understand, you know, when to kick guys out, when to be up, when to be back, when to react to a threat, and they're really good at it together. And that's been the case all the way through the preseason, and I think Daniel's gotten better at that over time. I think that's largely the result of being here the longest, and just kind of, you know, we've had really good big defenders in Baines and Horford that he's played behind, but you know, he was working on all that stuff too.
When you get the really big teams like Philly, for example,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to do more mixing and matching.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're gonna that could be a rotating position.
Right. How close to the regular season rotations would you say those first half rotations were?
Probably not as close as it felt. I think more so just trying to try different things with different groups. You know, we almost started Vincent today. So like, I'd say we're still going to be mixing and matching. And again, like each team might be a little bit different, as Mark alluded to, with depending on what the strengths of their interior is like.
Brad, Max had a really solid game. Just what excites you most about his game and what he can bring to the team?
No, Max can really play. He's smart, he cuts hard, and he can really shoot. He's a big, strong guy, and he, Javante, Tacko, Waters, and obviously the guys we drafted, Langford and Edwards and Williams, that's as good of a group of rookie workers that I've ever been around. They work, and they all can play, and they all have a good impact on our environment, which I think is really important. And so, you know, I thought he did a really good job tonight, but that's not a surprise. Those guys grind. They're hard workers.
Right. Just to follow up on Poirier, because
Yeah.
he hasn't played much.
Yeah.
How are you evaluating him?
Tough. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think that could be one of those deals where he doesn't play one night, John, and then starts the next, or because something doesn't go right, you want to try something different. But I just think those bigs are all a little bit different. They're a little bit unique. Tice, Williams, and Poirier all can create a real threat on their rolls at the rim, way above the rim. And I think that is a uniqueness. You saw even in Vincent's 6 minutes, he flew into screens and he flew out of screens, and that's a skill, something he's practiced. He's the least probably up to speed of the guys as far as what we're trying to do, but he's trying really hard to catch up, and he'll play a lot more on Tuesday. So that's a good thing. But yeah, evaluating all 5 of those guys is hard because, you know, we're going to play one of them. Usually, we might play 2 of them at times against certain teams, but usually just one.
Vincent, not Vincent.
Vincent. Vincent Poirier. What's that?
I said, you're good.
Was that good?
You're good.
I was at La like 3 days before he came here. I was in Paris, so I learned all my accents first.
Leaving the fan aspect of the issue way to the side, is it comforting, or do you like the fact, knowing now that you're going to have time to develop Tacko, you know, here to be here in Maine, and get a chance to work with him?
Yeah, I mean, the hardest part about that is that, you know, he handles that really well, but that's hard on him too, right? And so I think the biggest thing is that just keep working, keep your nose down, keep getting better. And he's got a lot of things that he can do that he can't teach, that's obvious. But he also has to really get up to you know, the speed of the NBA. And that's just something that you get used to over time. And he will, and he'll be in the league for a long time, and we're happy that he's with us. And I do think that it'll be good, but you know, he just needs to keep working and keep straight ahead and make that the main thing. he will, he's a very focused person.
Had some pretty good instincts, you know, the
Yeah,
handoff and seal today to get.
Deontay.
Yeah, get through done.
Yeah, no, and he knows what we're trying to do, he's improving, but he's got a lot of areas to improve too, and that's okay, he's young.
Brad, any further updates on Romeo's knee?
No update, we'll know more tomorrow. I heard it was I guess he tweaked it, I'm guessing a sprain, but I don't know. It's not bad, but who knows what that means for Tuesday.
Brian, Jalen has had a pretty good
Yeah.
preseason, it seems, and kind of flown under the radar with all these other storylines.
Everybody's flying under the radar except for Tacko. So, I think that's okay. We'll take that. He's been really good. We need him to be able to guard bigger guys, and he's proven that he can do that over time. There are some matchups, again, that might be more of a challenge, especially guys that post at that spot. But he could be a guy that, and I say that spot, guard the four, he could be a guy that we put on the point guard in a game and put on the four in a game. And then on the other end, his energy always finds the ball, and he'll figure out ways, even when his number's not called, to get in the box score, because he flies to the rim, he gets drives, he gets transition points, he gets putbacks, all that stuff.
What is the approach for Tuesday? You mentioned Vinzone's gonna play a lot,
Yeah.
gonna play the backup.
Yeah, we're gonna go out there and try to play well. I think the biggest thing is, I don't know exactly who yet, but, we talked about it many times before. Every game's its own entity, so we can play really well, they miss some shots. And, when you're in our locker room, you attribute that to guarding, and when you're in their locker room, you attribute that to missing shots. And so every game's its own entity. It'll be a good chance for our team to see how it responds after this. You have to be able to respond after a good win, just like you respond after a tough loss. And whoever plays is going to get a better shot, and they know that. It's just part of the every night in the NBA. It's a fun part. Thanks.
Thanks for that.